Hey, Rock on Beer viewers. This is going to be an update. And I actually think I've recorded this video. I think this is the third or fourth time I've tried to record this video, and I've never put them out because they sort of just ramble on and go off the rails. So I'm gonna try and keep this kind of tight this time. This isn't gonna help my headless can of no beer, no work. But as the beer says, I mean, I had to have a beer if I'm going to do a little bit of, not that this is work, but you know what I mean. You don't know what I mean. Yeah, I got one of these. I made a video about this, so I'll leave. I won't talk too much about it, but my brother sent it to me for my birthday, and it's very cool. I've just been beheading all of my cans around the around the brew house. Anyway, that is not what we're making this video about. The channel has been super dead for, I don't know, I can't even remember when the last video was, and I don't have the heart to go back and look. I would guess it's been a year, most of a year. I know. I think I announced probably in the last video. Man, it's crazy. I think Facebook told me this morning that probably the last video I put out was something about changing jobs, and that was a year ago today. So yeah, weird that I haven't put out a lot of videos. I have actually been doing decent amount of stuff around the brewery, and I've like videoed it, and then just because of the way this year has been, I haven't. I started trying to do videos where I would have to do editing again, and of course that threw a monkey in the wrench, a wrench in the monkey, a wrench in the works, a monkey wrench in the works. All right, this may not have been my first beer today, but I I have a bunch of footage. I haven't had the time or the energy to edit it. And hey, maybe it'll all just be lost footage. I have probably hundreds of hours of lost footage on various devices around. But I am, first of all, I'm trying out kind of right now, I'm trying out a new setup where I have like multi cameras, which will require me to do less editing because I can record on several different devices kind of one after another, which so I won't have to like, it'll all be one file that I can just cut up instead of having to find like files from like four different devices and sync them all up and trim them all up and whatever. So I'm maybe that's going to help. I don't know. But I do want to get back into. I've been brewing. I have actually four beers on tap right now. I know I'm drinking a commercial beer right now, but I do actually have four beers. I do have my split pilsner, which I talked about probably in the last beer, probably in the last video that was a year ago. I have both of them on tap, but because that brew day and that beer was such a disaster, I'm not gonna do like a finishing video on them. They do taste different, but I mean that's mostly because that brew day was. I'll make a video about what a disaster all that was, doing that. But otherwise, yeah, I have another beer I made for my birthday that's on. That's really good. Just an American wheat beer with Kveik yeast and just a bunch of old hops. I'm getting ready. I've got the stuff to brew my Irish stout. So my rye dry Irish stout. That's probably going to be next, going into fall. I really want that. Got some other stuff going on, but yeah. So what's kind of happened in the last like I don't know 6 to 8 months since I made a video. I've been just I've had a like, crazy situation with work. I've had a lot of life happening that's kind of pulled me away from hobbies. And then if I want to do any of my hobbies, they have to be kind of done as simply as possible. So like if I want to brew or work on my brew house, I can't go through screwing around recording it, as much as I would have, because it had so much more complexity to things. And yeah, so like I've done a lot. Maybe we'll go through that. But like regardless, I've made videos before where I really went into some stuff, and I decided that the reason I never posted them is because I decided that I really don't want to talk that much about my personal life, I guess. But suffice to say, I turned 40 last year, and I had just a lot of midlife crap. Not like a crisis, but just like, when you switch a lot of stuff around in your life, it becomes more complex. I'd had the same job for 5-6 years. And I switched jobs. I added a lot of commuting to my life. I added a lot more complexity, and things happened, and I reprioritized. So, but I want to get back into, because brewing has always been my passion project, and kind of also turning 40. I've thought about how much, like, just you get to middle age, you feel, my back hurts all the time. I went to a punk rock concert in Copenhagen like 3 or 4 months ago. I think I'm still damaged from it. So like conceivably, like my leg and my foot are all fucked up from it. Sorry, I shouldn't use the F-bomb. Whatever, I'll do whatever I want. I'm old now. But and I've just been thinking a lot recently about like, how much longer conceivably am I going to be brewing beer and having tons of beer and drinking? Like, I don't drink at all like I used to. Like even when I'm like consciously going to cut loose and put tie one on, it's nothing like when I was in my 30s, and certainly nothing like when I was in my 20s. So I kind of want to do some more. I kind of want to do some brewing stuff and get back into like the videos and the doing more brewing, because how much. Yeah, I already have started some other nerdy hobbies. I started 3D printing. I got a 3D printer. Doing other stuff. Just easing back on booze and whatnot. But what am I? Yeah, I'm rambling more than I should be. Let's take a swig of realignment juice here. Let's take a second one just to make sure. So basically, what it is like I just want to. I've gotten so much pleasure out of doing brewing and doing the videos and being part of that community. Really huge spider just came up on my bar. I guess I gotta pour him a pint now. Yeah, buddy, I'll be right with you. And I kind of want to do it before I age out of. And I know, like, it's like 20 years or whatever probably, but still, you get it. Everybody who's we know from all the statistics that everybody who's still into brewing is pretty much my age, so I'm sure you all get it. Anyway, let's take a look around. Let's test my setup here. I'm gonna switch you over. So you should be on a different camera now, and I should be able to pick said camera up. Sorry, I'm still got my birthday stuff from last weekend up. You can see that's a birthday present from my brother. His wife knitted me all these really cool things. I got a bunch of stickers from home, which is cool. They're going in my sticker blog, but I put up a bunch of them. Well, not a bunch, but I put up some of them. Some of them got made into magnets too. So yeah, the brew house might look a little different. You can see I've been 3D printing all kinds of stuff for my IKEA Skadis stuff here. So you can see, I've started to I've started to kind of clean this corner up. I've got all my kicks washed right now. One thing I've got going on over here is that this I've got like I spent some time getting this is my old Android phone. I'll do a better video on that. But I've got like all my brewing dashboards and stuff, and I can watch like YouTube on here. I think I'm gonna probably at some point I'm gonna move it up there and get like a whole. You can see I've got a Raspberry Pi. Well, you can't see, but this is a Raspberry Pi Zero that I'm programming to become basically like a brewing and beer tap dashboard. That's going to go up probably on top of that fridge there and kind of display like everything that's going on. That one there is my, oops, that's just a beer fridge, and then that one is my fermentation fridge. And I got my wrapped pills that I actually converted for wireless charging, which is super cool. That's super useful. Huge upgrade. I redid, and I made videos, but I need to edit them if I ever get around to it. But I redid all so now I've got a Nuka tap here. You can see I've got my Bell's tap handle on for my wheat beer. I redid all the I redid all the tap lines in here, and rebalanced all of my carbonation and serving stuff, which yeah, again, I have a video about that. One thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to convert this to be on wheels. I'm probably actually going to work on that tomorrow. I need to go get some lumber because I've got the wheels. Oh, Jesus, that was probably pretty loud for you guys. I got the wheels, the industrial with locking on them, but I need to raise this up because if I put those on there, I lose like 9 centimeters of height, and I'm already kind of like, it's already a little bit low. So I want to raise it up to a slightly more comfortable level and make sure that I don't lose any height here. Because I'd actually like it to be even closer to the fan too when it's boiling. And also just for my as I said, my old back would be great to not bend over so much. So probably going to work on that. I need to convert this. I've got all the hardware to convert to take the... you can see I broke it down so it can fit in there. I need to convert the chiller coil, get that off, and put the bulkheads in, the blank bulkheads in, to convert that so it's easier to clean. And then I wanna start trying to brew some more really long-term beers in that. Want to do some stuff with this. I've got some ideas for doing like experimental half batches in those. I'm just tired of like all this stuff just sits around. Like I've been fermenting a lot in kegs, but I use the SS Brewtech the brew buckets and kegs, but then I've got these 2 half brew buckets and this Chronicle that I haven't done anything with in years, and I'm tired of just seeing them sit there. So, and I mean, you can't sell brewing gear in Denmark. The market is nobody is getting into the hobby, so everybody's getting out. So it's not like I can just like sell this stuff. So I want to get it working in some way. I also want to convert my old grain father, do something where I can make it into an HLT, I think is what I'm going to do. But it needs a really deep clean. So otherwise, I mean, you can see the brewery's kind of messy. I've been moving old gear that's just been cluttering it up into the attic space. Ooh, with this, I can actually even show you up into the attic. I need to get up there and organize that. But yeah, I'm trying to organize everything in here and get it a bit more like functional. as a brew house. But one of the big things that I've been working on this summer, at least, is this, which is, you can see I still cut it. We've got the tents and the chairs and stuff set up for my birthday, and like it's just been so nice that I haven't taken it down. I've just come out here and I sit here and in the shade and drink a beer or two when the weather's nice, which it has been. But we put down this patio. I don't know if anybody probably. We also redid the facade on this because this used to be like just crumbling brickwork. So we redid the facade on all this to protect that. And then my wife and I, we laid all this pavers and made this patio. This all used to just be gravel, just like here. And in fact, like this is going to continue over. We just have been doing it in sections. We did it during our vacation or staycation, or it wasn't really a vacation. So, but we did. It's going to extend out a little bit more and then over. But yeah, so the patio has been a really big thing that I've been putting a lot of effort into, just to make this space more usable. And then obviously, because I turned 40, I had to choose. I already was doing home brewing, but I had to choose. Was I going to get into World War II or was I going to get into smoking meats? And I decided to get into smoking meats because it went along with home brewing so well. So I kind of made this my grilling area. That's my propane grill, and that's my Traeger smoker. I'm not going to open it because it needs to be cleaned, and I don't need to be judged. But yeah, so that's my smoker, and this is going to be my hobby area. So I've got the bar and brewery here, and the kitchen and smokery out there. And yeah, I'm going to make this into kind of a smart thing. I want to replace these Inkbirds, this one, because it's the fermentation one, with a Wi-Fi model so that everything can be done online. Either that, or I might look into doing like BrewPi. I don't know. That seems like a lot for what I want to do, but yeah. So that's the like dashboardy smart brewery stuff there. And getting this kind of mobile. I also want this to be just so I can get it out of there and clean better in here and clean it better. But also, when I do beers, I want to start saving my poor old back some time or some wear and tear. So when I'm done with a beer, I'll have gotten I'll have taken the fermenter, or maybe that fermenter, whichever fermenter, and I'll have cleaned it out and I've got it in there, and I'll just sort of move this over and get a hose so that I can just pump it into the fermenter, so I don't have to pump it into the fermenter here and then lift it and I've got some stuff to do in there as well, that I need to replace some stuff to make it nicer. All right, that's enough. Let's go back to me. Let's go back to me here. Hello. Sorry. Let's get some more realignment juice. Delicious. But yeah, I've got a lot of video footage that I want to carve out time to, because I've got like from more than a year ago, I have some I went to some some breweries around Denmark. I want to do stuff like that, and I'm just gonna start making videos that I think are interesting, that may not be maybe only tangentially brewing related, because one thing that I've found is that when I brew, I don't have to brew again for a long time. So that's also why the videos don't come out as much, is that I brew a beer and then I have that beer on tap for months. So I need to find some other stuff to make videos about, and I think that that's going to be just more about beer here in Denmark, places, types of beer. I'll probably bring back some I'll probably bring back some reviews, but like for instance, I'm drinking this beer. I shot like a quick review of this beer before I started this. Every beer is starting to, like, all of the IPAs just taste the same to me now, which is crazy. I'm getting to that. I think that also might have happened before 42. It was like, every single IPA just tastes like dank pineapple juice. Like every single one, every combination of hops, every super cryo ultra mega deep 675 hash cryo hopzilla whatever all of them just, I mean, all the combinations, they end up just tasting like, yeah, it's a nice IPA, thanks. But I think I can find some other stuff too, or just maybe just talk about the beer culture, or because I've got kind of a different spending the last 16, 17 years in Europe, watching stuff, grow up here in a slightly different angle. So maybe I'll just start drinking beers and telling stories. I don't know what I'll do, but I want to start doing like regular videos. If you've got suggestions on what you want me to make videos about, let me know. If anybody got to 21 minutes and 40 seconds, holy crap. All right, we're going to cut this back. Anyone who's still around, thank you so much for watching this stuff. I'm gonna start. Maybe I'll do shorts. Does anybody watch YouTube shorts? I don't watch. I go on the TikTok, but I don't think I could ever. I watch things on the TikTok, but I don't think I could ever do TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to watch TikTok, which I know as a 40-year-old person, I'm not supposed to admit that. I like the TikTok. I don't think I could ever do the TikTok though. I talk too much. I mean, 22, 21. You can obviously see that I cannot TikTok. This would be like 45 TikToks. And I haven't danced once yet. Anyway, though, I will hopefully see you soon, or you'll see me soon. Probably I'm not going to see whoever's left watching this channel. I probably won't be seeing you particularly soon, but you'll be seeing me soon, hopefully. And yeah, until then, cheers. And beer is cool still, kind of.